This is Sam Kunal from SAMOKFIT, checking in with you guys. You guys are doing well, doing terrific. We are back with another video. So in today's video, you see the thumbnail, you see the title. We are going to be talking about tips to get a well-developed chest. Why chest? Why just not any other body part? I think a lot of people want chest. A lot of people want big chest. If you have a significant other, as a lot of people call it, big pillow. You don't want you don't want your girl laying her head on your chest and all flat and shit. So yeah, we're gonna help you develop a strong, heavy, massive chest. And luckily for me, our chest has never really been a weaker body part, although the last semester that I ran, I did run like a chest focused, upper chest focused training program, and that was very successful. But into this video, I figure I help you guys out, give you some tips, what I did, what I have done in the last few years that has definitely helped me improve my chest significantly. And of course, we are sipping on that pre right here. So what I am going with right now is the Endo Pump. Why Endo Pump? If you follow me on Instagram, you already know why. This is my 10th day of stim-free, caffeine-free, and I know I've been getting a lot of questions on Instagram like, why are you not taking pre-workout? Normally, I encourage a lot of clients, encourage a lot of people, if you take a lot of stim, if you drink a lot of coffee, find time before it's too late, before it's too hard for you to take a break from stimulants. Find time to take a stim break, because you resensitize yourself to taking stimulants. So meaning you take a time, you've been taking it quite some time, your body just adapted to taking stim, so you might not get the effectiveness of actually pre-workout or having pre-workout or caffeine. You're just doing it because it's a normal routine, and so you have a psychological attachment to it. That's why it might quote unquote feel like it's working. So when you take a break from it, you actually resensitize your body, and not only when you get back on it, you might get a better effect from it. So I want to get a better effect from my pre-workout, I want to get a better effect from my stim, and when you get back into it, you're not going to be requiring as much stim as you were taking before. You will be requiring a lower dose. And I'm talking about that, I'm thinking about training protocols too, because I'm doing a training resensitization right now, and the goal of resensitization is literally is to minimize the amount of volume that I'm doing. I've explained in previous videos, and it's exactly the same thing I'm doing with caffeine also. So when I get introduced back to my training program, of course my minimum effective volume, my MAV, is going to be a little bit lower because I've resensitized myself. It's almost like I'm starting from new again, and I'm opening my body up to actually making new gains. So that's like a short synopsis of my resensitization block that I'm doing right now, and I just want to give you like a little insight on that. So I'm going to be just sipping this. So it's either, you guys know how this goes. I'm going to go in there. It's rush hour right now. It's about 6:20 when I'm recording this. It's either it's very loud in there and I'm not able to record or talk to you guys about these tips, and if I'm not, I'll definitely do a voiceover and I'll finish that at home. But if I do, you will see my pretty face later. Without further ado, let's get to it.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is she my friend or my foe? I'm off the exit, draw. Yeah, she give me that claim as well. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays feel like no one understand me. I'm good at artists, silly on block, Bambi. Baby's yellow, text. She wanna eat me like candy. Run up the racks, track me. I'll run up the racks like an athlete. Big facts, you're the dick, 6 flags. Ballin' like big facts, told her I love her. I ain't really mean that, yeah.
Nowadays these people are funny. Remember way back she was love. These bitches nigga can't come.
Alright, so that was the first movement, incline bench press. So when you are trying to improve your chest, you need to consider a few things. You want to move in certain range. Obviously, from vertical position, you want to press from a vertical position, and you want to press from a horizontal or diagonal position. So for instance, what I started with is incline. So why would you want to start with incline? Well, that is my main focus. So before you start a program or workout, you need to find specificity. What specifically am I trying to achieve with this? I'm trying to improve my upper pec. I'm not trying to improve my other areas of my pec. you got to pick one. So my focus, what I generally like to focus with a lot of clients especially, is incline movement, just because a lot of times majority of people don't struggle or lag in the major pec area. But incline movement, clavicle fiber, the upper pecs, that is where like will truly lag in terms of musculature. And so improving that or starting with that definitely helps, because that's my main movement. Then I can move to other movements. So I will not start my other movement with like a bench press when my main movement is incline movement, because I want to save my energy for my main focus. So when after doing that, then you want to focus on, okay, do I want to use the incline movement or do I want to use the bench press? So depending on what gives you the most mind or muscle connection, you can pick either. And I think there is this notion out there that you need to bench for you to gain, you know, massive or grow your chest, or you need to squat to grow big legs. We all know that's not true. I hope if you don't know, now you know. That is not true. So you want to pick movements that you find the right mind muscle connection in. So sometimes from time to time, depending on maybe how my elbows is feeling, I can switch from benching to dumbbell, just because dumbbell allows a little bit more freedom on how I want to maneuver the weight, opposed to barbell movement, when it's kind of like almost like in a strict-ish sort of bar path or hand placement, so to speak. So that's why I typically would like dumbbell, but in this case, because I haven't benched in a while, I'm trying to move that back, especially in the current program that I run right now, which is a resistance phase, and that is going to allow me to kind of enjoy the movement alone. It's low volume, so I'm not going to run into a risk of, you know, my joints or my elbows feeling a little bit funny. So you want to move through different paths. You want to move to like an horizontal plane, you want to move to a vertical plane or diagonal plane while you're improving your chest.
Remember I was selling dog food, no kibbles, just to get me some skrilla. Remember I was really on the block like Tetris, just to get me some chip.
Surfing, rockin' the parking lot, my weed louder than like the gay bump lot. I be on her mind like non-stop, yeah. Had to cut the little thought, no tomahawk. Remember smoking blunts with my friends, seconds a couple of days, yeah, lost the lock to the fan. That's that shit got me upset, but at 8, then I finally doggy, I'm smoking with side. 4-4, I'm a zombie, this a girl, but she want it. These little boys think I'm cocky.
My bitch real like Mary Poppins, yo bitch real like her eyes, smoking on killer, I eat a coffee. My bitch drip like Mary Poppins, yo bitch real like her eyes, smoking on killer, I eat a coffee. Now that these people are friends, remember way back she was love. These bitches sneaky can't cope. I got 4 different tubs. I remember.
Okay, so the next movement you guys just saw obviously is a flat dumbbell press. And of course, like I said, you want to perform movements in a vertical plane and in a horizontal plane or diagonal plane. Also something to consider, right? If my main focus again is, you know, trying to improve my, you know, bench press, I will bench first. Specificity matter. If you're a powerlifter, of course you need to bench a lot. So you don't need to bench. You can easily start with an incline dumbbell press, then move to maybe like a flat press machine. Why machine also? Because I'm going to be doing machine later. Why machine? You want to do machine. Machine allows you to turn machine depending on how the alignment and everything is. Some machine will give you a better peak contraction compared to others. Some OIS machines are great. Some other lifetime machines are great. So machines are going to be your best friend, especially when you want to push into the, like, you know, the higher rep range, the 12 to 15 rep ranges. You need a machine because you can perform that and actually push yourself in a safe manner compared to like a dumbbell where you might throw your shoulder off a little bit from forcing a little bit too much, or you might have a little kink in your neck, something like that, or bench press, for instance, where you might hurt yourself. A programming machine into your program allows you for an opportunity to be able to push yourself in a safe manner. And so that's a flat bench press. And we are going to be moving to some sort of a fly variation, which is, I love cable crossovers. So that's the fly variation movement. So what kind of fly variation can you do? You can do cable, you can do dumbbells. It doesn't really matter at this point. Personally for me, I like cable just because I like that constant tension that it gives. Both can definitely generate a good mind and muscle connection and peak contraction. You just got to go with what you feel the most in terms of mind and muscle connection, and that is what I love to do. So in this case, for instance, I personally do not do any direct front delt work, so that's why I prioritize a lot of incline movement in my program so I can hit my clavicle fibers, tongue twister, also while I'm incorporating my chest. So you can see the movement, a lot of movements in a flat bench that my elbow is a little bit flared out. I choose to do that way. If I'm coaching somebody for the first time, I will not coach that. I will normally like for you to kind of pack your lats so you can support that joint a little bit if you don't have that control or that, you know, that technique down. But for me, that gives me a little more of a stretch and contraction, and I can squeeze and I can feel my upper pec all working in unison. But if you are, you know, if you're not comfortable with that position, I would not recommend it. You can definitely go a little bit more, instead of more horizontal, you want to pack your lats a little bit and push through your lats into the movement. That is what I would recommend in terms of fly variation. So I'm going to go again, add one more chest movement into this, so making a total of 4 movements that I typically like to incorporate when it comes to chest workout.
Told my girl to pipe down, need it right now. Lately I've been going till the lights out. Got my face up and my eyes down. Shawty, now you know what this is like now. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my girl I'ma be up till the morning. Feeling like I'm 2-3 cause you know I'm zoning. Shawty got a wave, we been chilling by the ocean. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my girl I'ma be up till the morning. Feeling like I'm 2-3 cause you know I'm zoning. Shawty got a wave, we been chilling by the ocean.
So like I was mentioning earlier, I forgot to mention something when it comes to cable fly movement. So one thing I would also like to incorporate, especially if you lack a lot of upper chest development, or you're looking for like to add a little bit more movement to get a little more out of your chest movement by incorporating a little more front delts, is by doing a low to high cable fly movement. You guys have seen me do it in a lot of videos. Again, I'm trying to improve my delts too, so I added a lot of fly low to high movements in my last programming. So the last movement that you saw is machine chest press. Like I said, you should, I mean, every gym should have one, and if you do have one, you should definitely make good use of that. And the reason why I want to incorporate like a chest machine like that is essentially allows you again to quote unquote go there safely without putting your shoulders or your chest in a very precarious position to hurt yourself. So in terms of rep range, so what rep range do you want to shoot for? So theoretically speaking, in terms of hypertrophic training, anytime you stick to between 7 and 12, our rep range should be good with any of these movements. But especially when it comes to like the fly movement, that will give you a little more peak contraction. I like to go upwards of 20 reps sometimes. I'm pushing it. So it allows me to, you know, push as much blood as possible, possibly get some metabolite work out of that sort of rep range. While I'm still progressively chasing after pump, not load. So yeah, that is what today's video is going to entail. It's a short one, so to speak. It's straight to the point. And I think if I want to give any suggestions to you is there are a lot of variety movements that you can choose from, but pick the one that you find the best mind and muscle connection to. And once you pick one, that should be your bread and butter. There's no need to change or swapping probably movements all around, you know, shock the system. The goal is to find something you can have the mind and muscle connection with, and that you can progressively use over time. When it comes to time, when you already maximize the amount of work or output you can get out of that particular movement, then you can look to change the movement into something else that, you know, might maybe excite you a little bit, and something that you definitely think, you know, might be challenging, but at the same time you're trying to be proficient and efficient at. So that is what I suggest and I advise you to do. Anyways, that's the video. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is she my friend or my foe? I'm off the exit, bro. Yeah, she give me that claim as well.